And now I'd love to read the citation for the second Advocate Organization of the Year, HOME. HOME, or the Humanitarian Organization for Migration Economics, has since 2004 championed the rights of migrant workers in Singapore and provided them with direct services, including welfare assistance and skills and empowerment training. It conducts research and uses the findings and the experiences of migrant workers to advocate for changes in policies, laws, and attitudes. It makes full use of social media to highlight cases of the abuse of migrant workers and trafficked persons, and to educate the public about the need for an inclusive society. A need for an inclusive society that lives by the principles of equality, non-discrimination, and justice. It also lobbies mainstream media, parliamentarians, and policymakers on these issues. HOME's advocacy, which is often done in partnership with other non-governmental organizations, has helped to bring about changes in policies and improvements in the working and living conditions of migrant workers. One such change was the legislation of a weekly day of rest for foreign domestic workers. HOME has also campaigned for anti-human trafficking legislation and changes to legislation regulating the welfare and rights of migrant workers. This has led to greater protection for them. HOME's founders, staff, and volunteers have worked tirelessly and heroically to improve conditions for migrant workers and to bring about a more just and equitable Singapore.
Hi, my name is Jolovan. I'm a social worker with HOME. We are an organization that looks into the rights of low-wage migrant workers in Singapore. So we provide assistance to construction workers, domestic workers, shipyard workers, migrants who have been abused and exploited in Singapore. Our work involves providing counseling, advice, legal aid, and mediation whenever migrant workers get into trouble. But we realize that it's not enough. It's important that we connect all these issues which migrant workers come to us for with the structural conditions which perpetuate this injustice. So we do a lot of campaigns and advocacy to change legislation and policies so that the root causes of injustice and abuse is addressed. And we also do research, public education, and we share stories with mainstream media, with social media to raise awareness of the situation of low-wage migrant workers in Singapore. We talk about how many migrant workers are often left in the lurch when employers don't pay them, when they get injured, and when they don't have mechanisms for redress. Domestic workers is also another area of advocacy for us. Many low-wage migrant domestic workers are not covered by Singapore's Employment Act. So this means that the rights that we all take for granted, such as public holidays, limits to working hours, weekly days off, all this is denied to domestic workers. So a lot of our programs are aimed towards ensuring that these laws and policies are changed so that migrant workers can have a better deal in Singapore society, that their contributions are recognized and that they are not marginalized and exploited simply because of their nationality and their class. How HOME works also.
Can we consider? Yeah, we'll move on.
The real person in the video, right?
Jolovan, can I have Jolovan's staff and friends come up and also join you in receiving the prayer? Okay, photo opportunity here. Okay, can you make space so that you can receive the award? Jolovan, your award is, one of you can help him carry. Wow. His constituents. Okay, just a few quick words.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for this award. As you can see, we would not have been able to do all this without my other volunteers, our staff, our members, and our constituents. So the thanks goes to them, and especially our migrant domestic workers who spend their weekly days off. They're only one day off in the struggle for justice and for rights. So this award is dedicated to them. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.